Alright, so we're taking off the valve springs.
We're pulling apart these junk heads that some other place put together.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You know what the name of that shop was?
No, I can't remember. Oh, he's gonna blow up that engine again.
That's right. He's impressing me.
I'm super impressed. I get really impressed when they do wheelies.
Over backwards?
Backwards.
And bounce down the road?
Yep.
I'm really impressed with those.
Oh, here he comes. He's going so fast.
Must have been at least 22.5 miles an hour there.
At least. It's way faster than this thing goes. Hey, it sounds like it's pretty good.
See, this was a cheap job. No valve seals. Low quality parts. Cheapo valves. Look at that. Look at all that wear on those things.
1 week.
1 week. Worn out. Already all carboned up. Damn. Look at them. Valve seats all discolored now. Who did that? Heaven forbid. Look at all the muck in there. Must have been a heavy duty tuning that was in there. Ooh, who ported those? They suck.
Might have been me.
Oh, okay. See that hump right there? That's going to have to go. Can't have that hump in there. Oh, jeez. There's one on this side too that matches it. And look at that colorization in there. You can't just get color like that just anywhere. Look at the nice even port design.
I didn't do that part.
I think I got something on my finger.
I might have.
Where'd I poke that at?
Don't want to know.
Okay. So we went full dollar and put the big dollar parts in here, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I'm going to put these back together. See what kind of numbers we got here. Okay, we got 1, 2, 4. Ooh, 1, 275. So we have a lot more exhaust clearance than intake clearance. It's 50 thousandths more. So I mean you have to sink that thing 50 thou to make them equal. Alright, so these high performance valve springs put how much pressure?
I don't know.
Not much.
So
we're going to go check our coil bind clearance. Take some of the heavy duty oil off. Okay, let's go and measure this. Here in the way. Here in the way. Between me and my tools, not a good place to be. Okay, we got this heavy duty valve spring tester here. Otherwise known as Vice. Just bottomed out. And it bottomed out on the inner spring. And we have officially 850 thousandths clearance.
So
you wish. That's 850 installed height. Compressing height. Otherwise known as coil bind.
Coil bind.
You know why it's called coil bind?
Because the coil's binded.
Because it was bound up solid by this custom vise. Okay, what's this one going to be? Ooh, this one's less. This one's 840.
Custom.
So we'll call it 850 because that's average for this pair. Okay, now you take that number and come back over here.
So 850.
Take a pair of those.
Take a pair of these.
Take one of these. We take the low one that we already knew, which had a number of what?
1 something.
And we're measuring for the valve guide shoulder. So we're about 240 or so. Let me see that. there. Now you could use a stock spring, but it's easier to do it with the light duty ones. And that's how much coil binding you have. Now you got some numbers you got to pay attention to. It's called retainer to valve guide. If you turn the camera on, you can see better the light. So that's between here and up in here. You go like that. See that hit? So that's as far as you can open it. See. So you have to measure that distance. So you know. And right now we are just under about 480. And how much is that cam lift?
850?
No. Alright, after I got interrupted. Okay, we had to what, 850 was our coil bind?
Yep.
Plus 50 thou clearance, 0.05, equals how much?
0.9.
Okay, how much is the lobe lift, or cam lift?
It was 443.
445 was that?
445.
So we add 0.445. So our install height is what?
1.345.
And how much should we have?
8.
We don't know yet, we didn't measure it.
Yeah. So we got to make sure that we're under that.
No, we want to be more than that.
We want it more than that.
That's our minimum number.
Oh, that's our minimum number. Okay.
That's the minimum application that we can have. And we are at 1.3. Can you see the 3 in there? 1.3.
Kind of. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so we are short by how much?
0.07.
No.
007.
0.45.
0.45. Oh, yeah.
What was the difference between this one and this one? About
Okay.
50,000. So
Yeah.
that means this one's good to go.
So this one's good to go.
And this one has issues.
And that one has issues. So what do we have to do with that one?
Well, we have to come up with more clearance.
So we have to port it
You
more.
put a longer valve.
Okay.
You can put more recessed collars. You can shorten this collar. You can drop it down to the head further. You can take the collar completely away and really make it shitty. Or you can take the valve and sink it deeper in the head.
If we sink it deeper in the head.
Or you can do a combination of all of those things. I mean, usually I do a combination of all of them except the longer valve part, because then we have to buy more valves. We already got valves. So we don't want to buy new valves and do re-guides. We just did that job.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to use what we got. So we can shorten things up and move things down deeper. I don't like getting rid of the lower collar, but that's a quick way of gaining 100 thou. But that's a chicken shit way of doing it.
So it would be the most efficient way of doing that then?
We're going to shorten the collar, shorten the guide, and maybe have to sink the valve some deeper. I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. That's if we use these cams. Now if we put the other cams back in there with lower lift, we're good to go.
Now we want some power.
That's the other option. Well, the intakes were good. Exhaust sucked. We got clearance for the big exhaust, see, the high lift exhaust.
Yeah.
Put the low lift intake in there and mix the cam set up.
Yeah.
Then it'll work.
Let's do it.
Then you got room. That would fit. But anyway, we know where we are in that. So now that we know what our number is, we can go ahead and take this apart. And get this number here. And we're running, this is about 235, 240. And we know we need another 45 in there, so we need to be up there in that 285 area. And that's about where this was at. Actually, this one's more like 260, so this one's a little short too. Now the disadvantage of all this stuff is there's not going to be a lot of room in here for valve seals, so that's a problem. Because that's another 100,000 clearance we got to come up with. We don't have that. So, but we didn't have valve seals in here before either, so it doesn't matter. Something has to sacrifice. All right, so that's where we're at on that. So we got to take this other head about, check that, and then we got to figure out what we got to get some clearance on these things. So we'll go ahead and play around a little bit and see what we're going to do.
Yep.
Okay, we got some manly springs here. Yeah, that
Super
information.
manly.
There, can you see that? Yeah, whatever. Okay, we're going to see if these springs give us some more clearances.
Okay.
A lot of times you go to aftermarket springs, you get more clearances. And we need more clearances.
We do need more clearances.
Look at that fancy collar they gave us. It's the same bottom. And the same measuring stick. the same vise. See if we get two different numbers. Now, what was the old number?
I have no idea, man.
How could you forget that? Yeah, it doesn't look like it's much difference. Ooh, but it is. 800.
Wasn't it like 1 point something?
It was 850.
It was 850, so that's 50,000.
You know what that means, don't you?
That means we only have to do 0.5 more.
That means we came into it right here. This spring pretty much gives us what we need.
Oh yeah?
It also puts more tension in the motor, which we do need anyway. But you have to pay for them. That's the disadvantage.
Well, bummer.
Now we're going to double check that with another set just to make sure that they are consistently what we want. Luckily we have 3 more. I don't know how that comes up like that.
We're lucky.
Alright, break off. This one's not as good. This one's only 815.
Oh no.
We're going to have to see if we get another one of those 800s because we need another 800. So we're going to have to hand pick these springs to get the set we want. Alright.
We'll check the other 3. The other 2 rather.
The other 2?
Yep.
You got a 5-cylinder, 5-valve motor?
Hey, you've never seen this Ironhead before. It's bananas.
Bananas?
Bananas.
Was I using their collar? Yeah. Is there any difference between their collar and Harley collar? You didn't check that, did you?
We did not check that.
We noticed a big difference in these. That's why they give them to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being me, I'm going to check. Where's the stock one at? Right there. Look at that. It'll fit just fine. How about that? Ooh, it's a lot bigger. I know it'll fit. As long as it centers on one, and it does.
There you go. Now we see.
Now if there's any improvement. Looks good. Nope.
What are we at now?
15.
Same?
Yeah, they just copied them. I didn't think there was any difference in the collars.
It was worth a shot.
They just give them to you for some reason. We can use them or use the Harleys. It comes down to how good the valve is. How good it matches. Which one fits better? Ooh, they got dirty. So you got to make sure that everything is happy with each other. If they're not happy, we don't use them. It's sticking, that's a good sign.
Yep.
That's rare. Aftermarket parts actually work. That's why I stocked them in the springs. And not some of the other brands. Like Eastern. But I didn't say that, did I?
Oops.
Yeah, see, stock fits too.
Cool.
Alright, we're good to go. I can do some head work.
All right.
Alright.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that that is up and running right there.
Well, we did make it go fast. That does have some records. Okay, where's the other head at?
Right there. So what do you think we're gonna have to do to this one then?
All the stuff I talked about.
Sinking the valve.
Now I'm going to grind the valves.
All right. So just the
Collar work.
just collar work. So with that, how do you go about doing that? Do you machine it out, like, or?
You are going to have to watch some videos on YouTube. I heard somebody had those videos up there. I don't remember what they were, but somebody had some videos about how to do that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna make some more?
Maybe. Depends if you want to go home. It's only 8:30, so.
No, I'm good. I can stay. I ain't got nothing to do tonight.
Okay, there you go. Must not be Saturday night, so we're good to go.
It's Thursday. For the viewers at home.
And that wasn't 8 a.m., was it?
No.
Good, because I was sleeping if it would be.
Yep. Same here.
What crap in the way? Where's that dirty ragger? One you had. There you go. Ooh, look at that massive wear in there.
Massive?
Massive.
Massive 1 week wear?
Yep. Pretty good for a $2 valve.
Thought they were 175, man. Come on now.
Look at that non-performance valve job I gave you. So I didn't put it way on the edge. Okay. So, we're going to mark these. Was that the one I just gave you?
Yep.
Okay, good. So we're going to mark these so we know which one's which. Which head's this?
Front.
See, rear's harder to do, so we just mark the front ones. See my marking utensil there, see?
There you go. That one right there.
Yep. Okay, we gotta clean these out because they're all full of oil and grease. And get some more work done. How big's that shoulder?
I don't know. Has he been working out?
It's about 80. It's 100 thou deep total. You did my lower collars. Stole them.
I did.
$100. You know what that means, don't you?
You got to cut half of it off?
You gotta cut this side so you can sink it that way.
Yeah.
Check this shit.
What'd you say?
You have to check this shit. You don't check it, you don't know.
Check what?
Check everything. Alright, see how that works?
So you put that there.
Piece of tube, radius cut, goes right there. So this side too. Self-centering.
Self-centering.
Hard stop. Then you got the milling machine. Goes down like that. And then it cuts it on down.
There you go.
That was a
And then
good
you
comment about yourself.
I said it sounded like Mike's girlfriend.
Yeah, we don't want to hear it.
Zipping over there.
Here, can you speak up a little bit? I can't hear you. Kind of wiggle it so it's centered. See that chest I got? These guys so hard. Guides are extremely hard. What the hell's going on here? Did we put new guides in this motor? I don't think so.
No, we didn't.
These are not my guides. Damn.
That's bad news, right?
Yeah, it's very hard. Screws up the cutter.
You can't be having that.
Oh, too late, it's already doing it. These are chilled iron guides.
So, is there a way to knock them out and put new ones in?
Yeah, but more work. Problem is, it just didn't help my cutter any. I thought these were guides I put in the motor, so I didn't check it. These cutters are precision made to cut things to size, and when they get dull, they don't work anymore. And it's not like I go and resharpen these ones.
It's kind of precision to sharpen it, huh?
Yeah, they're made to what we need. Yeah, it didn't help it any.
Will it still cut other ones, or is it?
It's dull. It's all radiused off now on this edge. But it is what it is at this point. Alright, so much for an easy fix. So these are not going to be that easy to do. That's a terrible thing to do. So I'm trying to make room for your seals, but these are hardened seats. So they don't cut. Yeah, not very good. Alright, let me think about it. Okay, I just trying to figure out what I'm going to do on this motor to get what I want to do. And I pretty much just destroyed my cutter over there. Didn't help it any, because I got these hardened guides. So we just got done cleaning all the oil and stuff out of the guide, so you can see how loose these things are now. See how loose they are?
Mm-hmm.
So, look at the exhaust valve.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah, well, it's not new.
Definitely not.
So all I did was clean these heads up and just slammed a new set of valves in them. Didn't do anything about the guides because you're doing a cheap job. Now we're trying to do a performance job. We can't let stuff slide like that. So when I replace these valve guides, it takes care of a lot of my problems I got right now.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point here, it's we either have to live with a lot of loose clearances, or we got to change out these valve guides. So I think that decision is change guides, but that's up to you to decide.
Gotcha. I mean,
So we're going to figure that out and get back to you.
all right. Well, we found a set of heads.
These are a set of heads I was going to put on my back on my bike, on my 7900 Sportster. So I rebuilt this. I did my clicky top in back in 98 or 99, which I haven't quite got back together yet. What year is this?
215, I think.
So they're almost done.
Almost done.
Yeah.
New old stock.
Anyway, these didn't fit on my bike for some reason. These are 1,000, not 900. So this is the difference between how I did shit back in the 90s and I do stuff now. So this one here has been ported in here. It's a fairly symmetrical set of castings, unlike yours, which are a little bit further off. And see, this isn't the big problem here, restriction is over on this side. That's why I got opened up over here. And that's all done by hand. Unlike this set over here, which is
Not my set.
done. That's not my set. I didn't do that set. Do you want to do ported panheads around here today? Yeah, these are all other people's stuff. Well, anyway, that's not how I do them.
Can you do that one?
That's yours. No, I just did a cutter. I didn't cut it. Anyway, I don't have any cut out right now. But now I use cutters to go in here and cut all this stuff out. This was all done by hand with a burr. So, and you see how I relieve the stuff around the valves here. And over here you see how this cutter here leaves a big full radius edge. So you look at the difference between how this is done by the cutter and how I do it here. How I did it back in the old days. You can see the
It's a
difference.
lot smoother.
Yeah.
Smoother transition.
Yeah. Better equipment. This was done the old stone way, backyard way. It's backyard now, back then that was good. Not its backyard now. But anyway, this is a set of heads we can play with now that are good. Now you want to know the difference between good valves and crappy valves. These are crappy valves. These were basically $5 valves back in the day. And I was testing the reliability of crappy parts. So these were, I had about 5,000 miles on these, I think. I cleaned them up and they were still usable, so I was going, well, we'll try them some more. So that's what they look like. As long as you keep good oil in the motor, these valves live for quite a while. It's when you use crappy oil. And I didn't baby this motor, I ran the snot out of it. Even though it was stock, it was all wide open all the time. Now your valves here are better quality than these valves, because these are a nitrated replacement valve. And you see I had to back cut the valve to make it flow. These ones are already fairly good already. I still did some back cutting. The exhaust is about the same, but this is probably got a little bit better flow than this one. A little bit more of a tulip to it. So you can see I'd back cut everything back in the old days too. Now performance valves look like these. See, these are nice and flowed in. And the back cutting, kind of a habit I have. And that's where our seat's going to sit. Now these are kibble white black diamond valves. So here's our exhaust. You see that's a real high tulip. And that makes it flow in real good out the exhaust for the Sportster. So when you put better quality parts in there, you keep stepping up your quality, which you have. So this is the lowest quality valve you can get. This is the next crappy valve up. And there's about 2 or 3 in between these ones, and you have the good ones. These are the best. I've proven that on my race bike for years. These hold up really good. I'm going to take this motor and put these in there. What would happen? They become junk. See how loose they are?
Yeah.
Because obviously these valves are different size than these. So there's no cheap way of fixing your motor. We got to put guides in there and redo everything.
If we were going to put these fancy things in there.
Well, we still got on your heads. We still got to take the guides out so that I can work with them. I can't work with hardened guides. They're worn out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I just seen if we could save some time. We're going to have a better set of heads.
Let's do that then.
And doing that, selling these off is a good replacement set because they got a brand new valve job on them. So these already, I knew I already did some porting on these, which I've already got a couple hours of work on these things. So I'm just looking to see what we can do. But anyway, that's the difference between the late 90s and mid 2015 numbers, how I do things. A little different. Alright, we're going to talk about this, figure out what we're going to do.